This is huge. We got the Sixers linked now to an NBA champion player. Let's talk about what free agent rumors are going on as things start to heat up. What's happening, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Sixers Digest. Sean's fine. He's coming back. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. I'm going to tell you anyway. He's getting hitched. Sorry, Sean, if I'm leaking personal details there. We'll call this the TMZ episode of Sixers Digest. So don't worry. He's fine. He's coming back. I'm just here to help out, fill in, and give you guys daily Sixers headlines and talk about this one. This is the thesis today, is that I saw a headline encouraging the Sixers to go after a 34-year-old reserve in NBA free agency, which is a very weird and opaque way of describing. Should we do a Jordan Clarkson? Okay, just initial thoughts. If you want to just do like a 0 out of 10 on your interest in him, go ahead, drop that in the comment. I think that right now, the base thing for me in this offseason is that there are two pieces. One, trying to figure out a way to get out of some contracts. And if anybody will take Paul George, and I got a whole other video on that one. So I always say subscribe, like, comment, because there's tons of videos coming out. But number two is figuring out how to get the bench to do anything. We can all argue and debate about what really was the cause of the end of the season, probably a multitude of things, but the bench just went silent in a way that I'll take anybody who can give us anything in a way that is a net positive. And Clarkson appears to be an opportunity, if you follow along here, to get a guy who is expected to at least entertain offers outside of the Knicks and could bring experience, leadership, productivity, mindset, a whole list of verbs. I love listing verbs about a guy when a guy's got that kind of thing. But you get what I'm saying. Like a net positive kind of guy. Played last season on a minimum contract after his buyout with Utah. So the numbers being linked around him are not over. Like he's not getting a max. He's not getting anything aggressive that's going to eat up a ton of remaining space from anywhere that he lands, whether it be re-upping with the Knicks or coming somewhere like the Sixers. So I think it's an interesting idea. The quote here in this article is just about as accurate as it can get, that they will have some money to spend this summer, but cannot expect to afford a large open market spend. And a less costly option like Jordan Clarkson should be high on the radar. So, okay, NBA, well, apologies for using the right verbs, wrong letter right there. But NBA insiders are saying that this is a positive deal. So, okay, I guess my only question when going through guys like this, and maybe I am just too much of a ageist hater, is do you reach a point at which you're just done with the guys in their mid-30s and want to commit to giving an opportunity to somebody younger, hungrier, more moldable, more enthusiastic? It flips-flops because you have teams where like the numbers for Clarkson, not horrible, both with the Jazz and with the Knicks. For him, 18 minutes basically off the bench last year could perfectly fill a role if you can get Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, giving some guys a breather, still scoring 10 a game while doing that on a cheaper contract. Yeah, cool. Yes. It's hard because you look at it in a vacuum sometimes with these guys where they do this analysis of here's how he was 2 years ago, here's how he was last year, and you don't always get the chance to plug that in with like, here's how he fits with the specific way that we would use him in a rotation versus how Utah or New York was using him. But, like, okay, if our option is the availability to get a guy, because like I said, they are talking about $4 million around the minimum. To get reliable bench minutes and points for that kind of price tag, I think I'm like 60-40 in favor versus against on something like this. And obviously, this is an article saying encouraging it to happen as opposed to saying that, like, oh, he's actively super close, he's gonna pick the Sixers. But I'm down to put out the good vibes to encourage this to happen. Not that anybody of note watches this show, but I think collectively as fans, we can all help will certain things into or out of existence. And so that's where I'm at. 60-40 in favor of going out and getting Clarkson, with the 40% really just being kind of tired of running it back with dudes and thinking maybe the answer is out there in some unproven talent. And not that I even have I'm bad in saying like younger without providing a follow-up option, but I think you can kind of get what I'm saying. Like, seeing Jordan Clarkson, NBA champion, veteran bench guy, like, he started to check all the boxes that it's like, dude, we just did this with Paul George. We're still doing this with Paul George. We're still doing a lot of the NBA has a weird fascination right now with trying to cheat father time. And that, to me, only works so much and so many times before it's like, let's just move on to something else. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. As I said, like, subscribe, dislike, all that other buttons, you're more than welcome to press. I think that the offseason, I bet most moves don't happen until whatever goes on with Giannis starts to knock over some dominoes, because, and like, this is why I always say the like, subscribe, all that, because we've got other videos coming out. I got one coming later today about, or later today as me recording this, later whenever as of you watching all this, but it seems like there might be some trades available to happen kind of depending on where Giannis ends up, and that could impact the Sixers. So even if the Sixers aren't getting Giannis, obviously, there could be some paths to ways that free up some opportunities for them that then maybe make Clarkson a little bit more of an inviting, hey, at $4 million, if he could get some serious minutes to help lead a little bit of a younger core off of the bench. So, yeah, maybe I just talked myself into 61-39. But you get what I'm saying? A lot of exciting times right now, even though it is just the beginning of the offseason. It's going to be a good one for us. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, dislike. Until next time, talk to you soon.